Hello everybody, this is Fabio, Italy 0 November Lima Kilo, and I would like to show you this 2-meter band kilowatt amplifier produced by Sandro Italy 0 Japan X-ray here in Rome. Apart from a normal carton, the unit is delivered with a carrying bag that is useful if you plan outdoor activities or you don't use the amplifier for a while. Everything is very compact, and you can also take it with you on the plane as an hand luggage. Additionally, inside the carrying bag, you'll find a bit of space for accessories or cables. Last but not least, you get also a USB stick with a nice control program that I will show you later during operations. Now, take a look more closer to the unit itself. On the rear panel, we find the obvious and female connectors for RF input and RF output. In the middle, there is a PTT input and the RS232 connector to communicate with the PC and the mentioned software. Concluding the rear panel, we find the mains input and 4 fans, 2 for the power supply and 2 for the RF DAC. This changes the rotation speed according to the internal temperature. Now it's time to use it, so let's move to the shack. So welcome in my shack. I've installed our amplifier on top of a similar 23 cm brother, but this is not the topic today. The front panel is easy, and this is a solid-state amplifier that doesn't require any tuning. At the end we have just a big meter that's showing the output power, 4 LEDs, couple of buttons, and the power switch. During the power on, we have the possibility to verify the all LED and the meter works properly, as well as the fans. Then the amplifier remains in standby. It's mandatory to send PTT with a short delay, as no preamplifier can manage such a power with VOX, and coaxial relays need some milliseconds to switch. I use this one since a long time. I even cannot remember when I bought it. Before operating the amplifier, I show that my antenna has a low VSWR. Modern transceivers have this capability inside, so additional meters are not required. Let's also reduce CW from the local 23 cm beacon. Okay. Then we go in CW onto meter. This transceiver can give up to 100 watt on the 2-meter band, and we see the SWR is very low, so we can switch on the amplifier without big problems, or reduce the power back to the minimum, as this amplifier really needs few watts to operate. We will see shortly. Putting the amplifier in operation and keying down, we see immediately the power above 500 watt. Increasing the driver, I easily get 1 kilowatt. If I increase just a bit the input power, the yellow LED tells me that the amplifier is overdriven. This amplifier implements a full protection for that, as giving too much power is very easy. I show that the meter from the transceiver I just moved from the minimum and the power amplifier was already at 1 kilowatt. So this protection is absolutely important to avoid damages to the internal active components. This is the relative indication from 0 to 100% of the power we are giving to the amplifier to obtain 1 kilowatt. You see, as specified, is roughly 10 watts. If you increase too much the power, first you get the yellow LED on. If you still increase the power up to 30 watt, it's still operating, diverting the excess power into an internal dummy load, and then the amplifier is protected and switch off. The connections changing to through connections to the antenna. This is very important, as the internal active components could be damaged without this kind of protection. If you are engaged in difficult contacts like meteor scatter or else, it's very important to have an amplifier that helps you to avoid errors and damages to quite expensive components. You can rely on this unit if you are thinking something else to achieve your contact. The amplifier is also fully protected for excess of SWR from the antenna or temperature. For any reason the temperature would increase, the amplifier protects itself. If any of this protection will be activated automatically, you can reset the unit, but first try to understand what is going on, because if a protection is activated and you get an alarm and you reset it, you get it again. There's not so much more to say. Now take a look to the software. The software is easy to install on a Windows platform. The connection to the power amplifier is based on RS-232, but the latest PC are not equipped with it, so we can use an RS-232 to USB converter from the market. A COM port is recognized, even if converted. Then we choose the port assigned by the system, maybe with a rescan, and activate the connection. We see that it's working because the link becomes blue and the standby command operates. On the left part of the screen we have the replication of all LEDs, giving the amplifier status to recognize alarms if we don't have the amplifier in front of us. If we need more space on the monitor to run other programs, we can reduce the window to the minimum, clicking on the logo. But the status and command buttons remains available and visible. Now we operate the amplifier, came down, and read the forward and reflected power on the two big meters in several formats and scales. On the right side we can manage the response time of the indicator and the red needle of the forward peak power. Now we reset it. Below there is the power chart that shows the power versus time. The line can be chosen here, as well as the number of points on the graph, a point every 100 milliseconds, reducing the points that raises faster. This is a kind of watch that makes one revolution every minute. The center shows the completed revolutions. Last area shows the temperature in several ways: digits, scale, and chart with a red line. The blue line is giving the fan speed that is displayed here. The first temperature alarm occurs at 75 degrees centigrade with red LED here. Then between 75 and 79 degrees centigrade the LED flashes, and if the temperature touches 80 degrees centigrade, the amplifier goes in protection. Obviously you must understand why the temperature rises so much, because this should not happen. For example, fans may be covered with an object slipped behind the amplifier. So this software is a complete tool to control the amplifier and avoid the need to connect an additional power meter on a high power path. People that used to do portable operations, like me, appreciate it. In the delivered USB memory, we find a lot of information. The operating manual is available in multiple languages: English, French, German and Italian. Then we find data sheet of the used coaxial relays and active MOSFET. This is the control program. So I hope you enjoyed this video, can help somebody to take his decision, and there is nothing else to say than 73 for my I0NLK, and hope to meet you on the air.